Hey guys, it's Jamie, and in this video, we're doing an overview of the family file in Dentrix. So this is going to be a high-level overview of where everything is, where to access patient demographics, insurance information, patient notes, and all of that. So let's get into it. Hey, real quick before we jump into the tutorial, if your office is scrambling to find great hygiene temps, you've got to check out Teero. It's a total game changer. You post your open shift and it instantly goes out to their entire network of hygienists. You can see real ratings and reviews from other offices, pick who you want, book them in seconds. No endless texting, no agencies, just fast, simple, reliable coverage. If you want to try it out, use the link in my description and code JamieTech. That's one word. When you sign up, it drops you straight into their super easy onboarding. All right, now let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open the family file. I want you to think of this as like the home base of the patient's chart. So everything in Dentrix pulls information from here. So we'll go through each section here. This is just going to be a high-level overview. We're not going to go too in detail in any one section because most of these deserve their own video because there's a lot of information here. But just to give you an overview, at the top here, this is all of your patient demographic information. Name, address, phone number, all of that stuff. To edit it, all you need to do is double click in that section and it pulls up this screen where you can type in change of address, phone number, anything like that. It does also have this side section where you can select their provider 1, provider 2, if you want to set their primary dentist and hygienist, which is really good for reporting. There's some reports that you can pull that kind of pull information from your total patient base. So nice to have that information accurate in there. So once you have all of their patient information in here, just click OK. And then we'll go through each section. So health history, each of these, you just double click on that section and it will pull that up. Again, health history deserves its own separate video, and we're going to go much more into detail on all of this, but just know this is one place where you can access the health history. The patient's employer, this is great for insurance information. We'll pull into that, which you can see is right below. This is where you enter all of the patient insurance information. So if you double click in this, you can see we have a tab for dental insurance and medical insurance if your office bills to medical. And in each of those, there's primary and secondary insurance that you can enter. Again, we're going to go much, much deeper into insurance information in an upcoming video. But just so you are aware, this is where all of that information is entered. Continuing care, very deep topic there, but just know this is where it's built from. You set your continuing care, and we're going to go much more into detail there. Again, in a future video. All of these are big topics that require a little bit more time. So this is just where you access all the patient information, where it all comes from. It all starts in the family file. Patient notes, this is one that I love because people ask me about this one all the time, and I see it all the time when I'm temping in offices. I'll go in and I'm reading through a clinical note, and there's all kinds of personal information about where the patient's going on vacation this summer and what their kids' ages are and things like that. And those really just don't belong in clinical notes for multiple reasons. One, they're not easy to find. You have to sift through a bunch of clinical notes to find personal information about somebody, where here it's just always in this one box. You can just click on it and see all of the personal notes that you have. And the second big reason is your clinical notes are a legal document. If you ever have to go into court and they pull patient records, your clinical notes are all going to be in there. And even if it's something nice about the patient, it's not where it belongs. All of that should go in patient notes, which I love because you can just see, you can put the date, you can say vacay in California this summer. And then this is when it happened. You click OK, and you don't even have to click in there to view the note. You just open the family file and you can see, oh, that's what they have going on in their life. So much, much simpler just to be in there. And then moving on to the referral section. So it shows where patients were referred from and who they were referred to. Again, you can click on this. You can edit anything in here when you send out a new referral. All of that goes in here. And then this last section, this is the family member section. In this test patient, there's just a single person in this family, but this is also where it would show spouses, parents, kids, things like that. to make sure everyone's connected for insurance and billing purposes. Super important. And next Friday, I have a whole video on that coming out. We're going to be talking about adding new patients in, merging two family files together, separating family files. There are a lot of things that come up in life, marriage, divorce, things happen where we need to go in and change the dynamics of a family in their family file. And so next Friday, I have a video coming out that's all about that in detail. Okay, so that's the overview of the Dentrix family file. It's a lot of information, so that was just kind of a high-level overview, but we're going to go through each one step by step, more in detail in future videos. In fact, next Friday, I'll be uploading a video that goes into much more detail on how to add new patients, how to merge two families together, how to remove someone from a family file, and all of those different family dynamics that come into play all the time that we see in practice. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel and you'll be notified when that video goes out next week. And I'll see you then.